Okay, hello. So today I wanted to go over a quick little video on how to organize files so that you can find them and that your desktop doesn't look crazy. And so, for instance, I'll just go into my downloads, which is not organized. And this is what I've seen a lot of other people's desktop or documents folder look like this. And it's not really the easiest to work from. And so I keep my downloads like that because I just move the stuff into what I'm using right away. And that's kind of more of a temporary folder, but I have to go through there and delete the stuff now. But anyway, I work from my documents folder first and foremost and create a organization system so that we can look through all of the stuff and not get confused with where things are. So the first step is that I organize with the most important way that I will remember first. So if I'm looking at my documents, for instance, right here, I've got home and work, and these are the two folders that I mostly work from. So home would be anything that is not work. That would be, fun projects or organizing or documents and stuff like that, where work is specifically for clients and work. And so I'm going to walk through how I label the rest of the documents, and we're going to go into this organizing folder, which I've created to go through this. So the inside each of the folders, the work and the home, will have different years like this, because I do work from multiple years, especially for social media content that needs to be evergreen. I need to go back sometimes into the other years and take a look at, content or photos that we have in order to use them. So I generally start with a date. And this is also useful, like if you have photos. So if you're just trying to use this video right here to organize your photos, a date is a good place to start. So if you just go over to the document real quick, this is typically how I structure the folders. And this is like the priority. So it'll be date, and then I will go into client for me, but it could be whatever next that you want. So date, client, the client project, and then we have type of file. So the type of folder that will contain, videos, documents, or photos. And then I will have the versions in between there. So I do have the raw files typically in the type document, and then the versions will be the edited or kind of more complete stuff that we send to the client. So if we go into the 2023 folder, we'll just go with that. So in this, I would have the client A, and then we'll have a new folder will be client B, and then client C. So if each of these are looking at, one of them has social media content, the other one is videos, and then the third one is just blog posts, for instance, we'll go into client A and we'll pretend like they have a bunch of different content. So what I would do from here would be social media, and that would just be anything that's relating to social media will be into that folder right there. And then we have a videos folder, which anything will be relating to videos will be in that. And then we'll have project, special project, whatever, So any of these will be the folders that would be most important to what you're looking for. So if you already know that you have to be in client A, but then you're looking for the content that you're looking for next, that you're trying to organize, you want to have it as a priority of what you're searching for. So social media, anything that has to do with social media. And in this case, we'll have different dates or projects or campaigns. So let's say it's campaign A, and then we have campaign for fall. And these would then contain the content that you're looking for. So we'd have photos, raw, and then we would have photos edited, and then we would have captions, for instance, things that you're looking for, and then we would have a strategy document. And so you see that the header folder is the campaign for fall, so it requires, or it it has all of the things that are needed for it inside. So we have the photos, the raw, the edited, the captions, and the document. And so you can see how the hierarchy is working here. So if you go back to social media, if we had campaign A, this would have the same style of content. And then we can just quickly, search for, hey, I want to find what our strategy is, or what point in the month that we need to start posting stuff. And that is where you would have your document posted in the strategy document. Or if you have a document of all the captions that you're going to be posting with the photos, for instance, then that would be in here. And if you're looking for all of the photos that are edited, because sometimes people ask, hey, could you send that photo? I wanted to post it myself. Or, hey, can you send the photos? We just need to approve it for legal. Then it would be in the edited folder. And then if you have all of your original photos that you're working from, they would be in this raw photo. And you can delete that afterwards if you don't need it anymore, or you can keep it for later on. Typically, I will go into my raw photos folder and just kind of delete all of the stuff that we would never use, and then just keep a few of them that maybe would use in the future, possibly. And then after about 6 months to a year, if nothing's ever been used in that photo, just kind of delete it, because it takes up a lot of space generally. And then if you wanted to go into, for instance, videos, I have over here how I like to label my videos. So the videos will generally have the date that the video was taken. And then, because typically there's a couple of different projects, so then we'll have the date, maybe we'll have another one that has date B, whatever. So this would be filled with dates, and I also generally will put like the name of the project. So we have the date and the project name. Then that way we can search for it in the searches up here either way. So if you are using a Mac and you like to use the search function, having a date and the project name is helpful, because then you can find it a lot easier. And so let's say we go into this date and project name. Now, typically I would have a couple of different cameras and different pieces of content that would go into this. So I would have then drone video, I would have FX3 camera, and then we have camera B. And so this would be all of the content from each of those. And those would be the raw photos, similar to the other folder where we'd have the raw, this would be the raw files, similar to the other photo folder. And then we will have the edits here. So this way you can just kind of search by project name. You can search and see, okay, I need another aerial shot. We'll go into the drone folder. I need the cam A, so we'll go into this folder. And I need actually more B-roll, so we'll just go into this folder. And then the edits. And the edits would, typically these would be documents, but I'm just gonna make it into folders so that you can see what I mean. So this would be edit 1, and we would call this one draft. And then we would have the project title _ client name _ V1. So this would be after you send it off for draft, or after you want to send it to the first thing. And we just continue on with that naming structure. So project title, client name, and then V1, and we go to V2, V3, and then final. And the final one is the one that you've sent off. And after that, you can delete all the in-between ones, because they're typically not needed anymore. And they end up using all of your folder space. And then you would just have final in this one. And that's the one that you've sent. And you can really just rename this one after that as final project. And then it's up to you to decide whether you need all of this content or not. Some people like to keep it because, you might use it for something else in the future. Or if you decide you definitely don't need it and it's costing you more money because you need to have extra storage space for that, then you can also just delete those. And then you're left with the final project. So when your client asks for it, you have the project name, the date, and then you go into it and you've got your final project that you can send to them again. And so this can be used for any type of projects or files that you're trying to organize. I have to organize a lot of videos, so that's why I've used videos. But like if you wanted to have it as photos, for instance, you would do the same style of structure. So for instance, if it's 2023 that your photos of your family are from, then instead of client, you would just name these, the season or the event. So like birthday party for Bob or whatever, whoever you're working with. And then you might want to say fall hike, right? And then you can just go into those and have your folder, your files, and then you always are able to find what you're looking for. And it's especially helpful for the search function. So when you name your product or you name your projects properly with the right date and the things that you would think of to search, then it's a lot easier to find. And then as you get into having more of the folders, if you want to be super duper organized, you can go further into the naming structure and actually name your raw files. If you watch them and just give them a quick name. So typically out of your camera, they will come up like DCIM and then there'll be a number like that. But you can just go through them all if you want and you have the time and just actually name them something that you would search for. So if we're looking at fall hike, for instance, fall hike 1, and then you can find, fall hike waterfall if it's specifically for a waterfall or, you get my point. Yeah, hopefully this was helpful and thanks for watching.